Hi there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the last part of our program. Uh, this is such an important topic that we're going to talk about today. The topic of personal power and mission of the advanced souls. It's crucial in this moment we are going through now on this planet because it's also a shift of paradigm about power. And this is a major thing that we also have to let go of the old paradigm of associating the power with destruction and to build a new paradigm where we are coming more and more into the true power, which is the power of the heart. And to embody more and more the spiritual power that the type of spiritual power that can support us to manifest our missions here on earth. Because yes, spiritual advanced souls are the one that are feeling since they are children that they are here to do something. they they came here on earth with a purpose, and we feel this deep down into our souls all our life. And it's not it's not spiritual arrogance, it's not feeling above others, it's not that we are here to save the planet, it's not about that. It's just a truth that we need to embody, that we came here on the planet in those challenging times, and we chose to be here in those times to assist the planet to ascend and to make the shift into a new paradigm. And this is where we have a contribution. We all have a contribution, and especially those of the ones who have chosen this at the level of the soul before incarnated here in this lifetime. So, yes, what about personal power? So, let's talk a little bit about this and about the fact that until now on earth we associated power with uh, its destructive side, and that's why we make the association that power is bad and having power is really bad, because we are such pure souls that don't want to hurt anyone um, here, and just want to make good and want to share love everywhere. We don't need power because power is bad. So this is the old paradigm, and we really need to reframe this, because this is how we are disconnecting with a huge part of our being, and we are getting disconnecting from it. And in doing that, we're getting disconnecting from the a major source of that should be fueling, and that should be the engine and the heart of our mission, of our spiritual mission. So, power is, for me, an energy of clarity that help us to basically to move away from our path everything that stands in between us and our spiritual purpose, our mission. The energy of power help us to cut through the illusion that sometimes comes and interferes, and the illusion we are getting lost into in this dimension here. So it's crucial to have this. Sometimes it's like a cutting knife that has in it a lot of love that help us to shape our way and help us to get into the world and help us to manifest our gifts into the world and help us to be who we really are here on earth. So, yes, power is a crucial energy we need, but in order to access that, we need first to heal the wounds we have with our male energy, because we associated power with the male energy and with the destructive male energy that manifested itself into destructive ways for this planet until now. So we tend to dissociate ourselves from this destructive male energy and from this paradigm of destruction, and we said, this has nothing to do with me, I don't want this, so as a consequence of that, I don't want power. So we need to bring a lot of healing here in to heal this template of male energy that we associated with power and destructive power. And then we also need to heal the karmic template from past lifetimes where we might have had power and use it in destructive ways. So we also have to admit that each and one of us has in himself the potential for being destructive, and the more we integrate this, the more we can realize that the power is like a tool we have in our hands, like a tool that can help us destroy something or help us build something. So it's only our choice that makes a difference, basically. And when we are evolved enough as souls, when we experienced in other lifetimes destruction, bad choices, putting our power in the surface of the darkness, of the dark forces. We experienced all this. We learned all those lessons at the level of the soul, and we have known ourselves in all these ways, and we know that deep down in certain circumstances we're capable also of distraction, of doing all those things that we are blaming and we tend to judge. So when we know all this, when we had all these experiences in the soul, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, we can now step back and realize that this lifetime we can make a different choice, and that choice is not to dissociate ourselves from our power. That choice could be to bring back all the spiritual power we have, to bring back all our power and to use it into the service of the light, to use it to inspire other people, to use it to extend our connection with the source, to use it to help other people, to use it for building um, things, experiences, to bring energies that are needed here on earth in those times. So it's just a choice how we are using that power, and it's not about dissociating ourselves from our power. It's about bringing all that power home and integrating it, and being responsible for it, and choosing to use it the right way this time, in a way that is aligned with our highest purpose and highest mission. So it's a completely reframing of the paradigm of power that needs to happen now on earth, and it's a very, very important aspect for advanced souls to take back all the spiritual power they own and to really own it, and then to manifest it into the world for the highest good of the of everyone, for the common good and the greater good. So basically, once we go um, through this distorted template of power, we can realize that there are some main blockages and main limiting beliefs that are affecting advanced souls, and I'm going to go through a little bit through them. The main blockages in personal power that are also embedded in our cells, in our DNA, in our cellular memory. One of them is the fact that we cannot have power and love at the same time. we have to choose one or another. So this is a deep program that is embedded in many of us. If I go into my power, I will lose the people I love. Or if I go into my power, especially for women, I notice if I'm a powerful woman, I will be alone. So I stand into my power, I'm not going to be able to have love and to manifest love. It's also a distorted template we need to let go of, and to go into having it all, and bringing together power and love, because this is the new paradigm of the power of the heart, and manifesting the power through the energy of the heart, and bringing power and love together. Another limiting belief is, and I talk a little bit about it, and there is a big sigh with it, because it's really powerful, and it really keeps away from our power a lot of advanced souls. If I step into my power, I will destroy others, and I really have to be away from that, because I will destroy everyone I love, everything I love. I will be a disaster. It will be a disaster to the world. The world will go mad. Everything. It will be a mass destruction if I step into my power. And it's just also we were getting tricked. It's a big distorted template that we bought into at some point. Maybe it's another life where we really did this, and then we were confronted with a huge guilt about what we've done, and we've been implanted with this guilt, and we made a vow that we're never going to assume our power again, and we let go of it, because look what a disaster I I did, with all this. So it's really time to let go of all the places where we got tricked with this. And also we need to let go of all the self-sabotage, and also we need to accept that yes, we have destructive power, as I was saying earlier, and we are able to do many destructive things, but also power is an amazing tool for creating good into this world. And if we align that power with higher purpose, and we assume responsibility for that power, we can use it to change lives. We can use it to change how things are here on earth. So this is a major thing, really a major thing, especially in this time on earth, where we are at the 0 point, the potential point of zero, where we can have ahead of us many timelines and many choices. What are the choices that we're going to make now? They are based on taking our power of creating our reality, or they are based on the old paradigm of giving away our power, letting others to decide for us, and going into the same paradigm of powerlessness, and of being at the effect of various things and templates and energies and conditioning and patterns here on earth. So this is a major thing right now. So another major program that is standing in the way of us assuming our power is this challenge that I was talking last time about. I don't belong here. I don't want to be here. What's the purpose of being here? I cannot change anything anyway. So a sense of not belonging, and of powerlessness, and of despair, and connecting with deep dungeons. And this is also something that needs to be transmuted, so we can connect with our individual power, and never underestimate the power we have at the micro level. Really, it's such a tremendous thing when we connect with the impact we can have on the small level, and from that small level to generate a critical mass. If each and one of us is doing his own job where he is, in his life, where he is, the small things, it doesn't have to be big, and each one of us are doing this, what is the effect at a bigger level? So we really have to transmute this thing, um, of letting go, and to transmute this template of powerlessness and of underestimate our power at the small level, at the micro level. Um, Also, for many of us, I've noticed there is a point in our journey where, up until that point, there is a lot of confusion around that. What should I do here on earth? I have no idea. What should I do? And maybe I shouldn't know, because if I start to know and start to realize what should I do, then I have to do it. And then what am I going to do? My whole life is going to change. So also this template of confusion. Sometimes it's a confusion that comes from karmic loops we are stuck into, or are coming from dark energies that are affecting us, or confusion that are coming from choices that we made at some point in the history of our soul. But also there is a sort of self-induced confusion and self-sabotaging confusion, where maybe part of us doesn't want to know what is what we came here to do, because in the moment where we will find out, then we have to do it. So now we're going to the second part that is strictly linked with the first one, into the mission, personal mission. Because when we don't have access to our personal power, it's really, really hard to step on our path. This planet until now has been affected by so many energies that are making sometimes so hard the spiritual path here, that we really needed a lot of power to stay on course here on earth, and really a lot of clarity to keep aligning the deep plan at the level of the soul that we all have and we came here with, and the human journey. There are two layers: the soul plan and the human journey, and those two has to align, and to go hand in hand, and to travel together into this dimension. And to do this, to be able to do this, until now here on earth, we needed so much clarity and so much power. And it's really also, I think it's time for more ease in this in this area. It's time to somehow not to be so hard to be on spiritual mission, and to do what we came here to do. And somehow, once we are willing to connect with the power of our souls, it starts to be easier to manifest our mission here, and we start to have more clarity about what our mission is. And very, very simple, in a few words, mission is whatever brings joy to your soul. So we need to connect with that feeling of joy, and whatever gives us the most tremendous joy we've ever felt. What is that thing? What is that activity? What is that person? What is that energy? What is that is giving us the most tremendous joy we ever felt here on earth? Well, that is a clue about what our mission could be here. Then another question that we have to address ourselves in discovering what our mission could be here on earth is, if I would have if I had a magic wand that I could use so that I can influence something to change for the better here on earth, what is that thing that I would do right now? If I could do like this and just something would change, what is that? What is that change that I would love to be able to generate into the world? Basically, this is the question. And see whatever comes when you ask yourself this, when you stay in this question, what comes, what shows, what pops up, and that might be another clue for your mission. And then, very, very important is to ask yourself what has been the biggest challenge you have until now in your journey. And because there is a point where, for every soul in this human journey, the deepest challenge might become the deepest resource and the biggest resource and the greatest resource for mission and for influencing other people and for changing lives and for manifesting the truth of your soul on earth. So these are the three things if you don't have clarity in this moment about what your mission might be, and then you disconnect yourself from your power saying that, well, I don't want to know, it's useless, or whatever tricks you are using to disconnect yourself from what you're here to do. These are the three clues or three big points of reference you might use to have more clarity. So what gives you joy? What would you change if you had a magic wand? And the third one, what is your biggest challenge? What was your biggest challenge until now that might become your biggest resource? So yeah, and once we have more clarity, we can start express that, and we can start embody that and radiate that wherever we go in our personal life, on the street, in our professional lives, or wherever we are. And from there we can see what shifts in our life and how all our life is getting realigned with the energy that is getting expressed through our mission and through our souls. But also on this path of expressing and embodying the mission here on earth might come various blockages that I've seen in advanced souls also, and I'm going to name a few of them also to allow them to be transmuted and to let go of those old templates. First of them is first of those blockages. It's one is really, really heavy. It's fear of survival. Once many advanced souls, once they decide to go on their path, on their spiritual path, they are really afraid that they are not going to be able to survive. No one is going to pay them. They are ashamed of asking money for spiritual work. Also, this is a big pattern for advanced souls. They will starve. Their children will starve. Everything will not work, and their life is going to be destroyed. Everything they have, they will lose everything. It's going to be a disaster. So all these scenarios we're creating based on the fear of survival, there we need to let go from the root chakra. We need to replace all those limiting programs from the root chakra, so we can start creating from a different point, from our soul. And when we align with our soul, we can surrender all the challenges of our human journey to the connection with our soul, and we can bring the trust in the divine again in all the structure of our beings, like, I'm going to serve you and you are going to take care of me. It's just a contract that you have to make with the divine that this is going to work. And it's about trust and surrender, indeed, over and over and over and over again. And we need to go, and we are forced now to move into this paradigm of trust and surrender, because there is no safety anymore in the world. The old systems, the old point of reference is the old point of reference we were having about what safety meant to us until now, they're just getting they are just disappearing. There is need for new safety that we need to find, and that safety we can find it into the connection with our soul and with our mission. As long as we do what we came here to do, we know to trust, but to really trust into the deepest of ourselves, that we are going to be taken care of by the universe and by the divine. And many of us have to work on the relationship with the divine, because we felt betrayed by by the divine many, many, many lifetimes. And we need to clear that pattern also. So yeah, and then after we go of this fear of survival, we have blockage around guilt. Wow, who I am to do this, who I am to be on my path, and the people that I love, my family, or my wife, or my ex-wife, or my children, or my neighbor, or they are struggling, so who am I to go on my path? And this is a huge struggle about loyalty and about becoming disloyal to the one we love, to the ones we love. And it's again many, many things we need to let go of when we step on this path. So it's challenging to be an advanced soul here on earth and to come with a mission. But at some point we have to admit that we have to stay truth. In truth, we have to stay truthful to ourselves and to who we really are. And that will shift everything. So yeah. And then after we go through this, we will have the fear that, okay, I'm going to go on my path, but the other will abandon me. No one will love me. I'm not going to belong anymore. I will be alone. I will die alone. So this is another fear that many, many advanced souls are having. And this might also come from lifetimes where we have been excluded for going on our mission. And we need to heal those memories from other lifetimes. But also, there is a seed of truth in all this, because when we start to go on spiritual mission, our whole life starts to shift, and our frequency starts to shift, and the people that were connecting to us on a certain frequency, they are not going to be able to connect with us on that frequency. So either they come with us, either they go on separate ways. So it's possible that for a while, like in an elevator, when we are moving between floors, and we are going upper and upper, we might be alone in the elevator for a while until someone comes and join us on the floor that we are in a certain moment. So yeah, it's part of the path to be lonely and to be alone from time to time, and to develop the connection with ourselves and with the source and with our soul, to the point where we might be forced to be alone for a while, but not feel lonely, because we are in the company of something so much greater than us. And this is developing a true relationship with yourself and with the source, and it's the first and foremost relationship we need to work on in this lifetime, and is the relationship we can always come back to, no matter what happens in our life, with the people we love, with our family, with whatever. So yeah, this is also a very important aspect. Then it comes also to the surface the fear that we are not good enough, where we just don't cut it. I mean, we came in here and failed lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, why we're going to succeed this life? I mean, it has no sense. We are not good. And what we're offering, other people are not going to be interested in, because honestly, it's nothing new. There is so many information out there. What am I going to bring that is new, and all sorts of self-sabotaging patterns and mechanisms and programs and limiting beliefs. And it's really time to let go of all this, and also of all the fear that something bad will happen to us, because we live extraordinary times where we can express ourselves without having major consequences upon ourselves. So the price was paid for all that we lived, for all those programs that we feel and that we are using so that we won't move um, ahead with our mission. For all those programs, honestly, the price was paid by many souls, was paid by us in other lifetimes where we've been punished or killed or banished or exiled, or we paid the price. There is time for something else, and there is time for greater contribution. There is time for greater connection with who we really are. There is time to connect with the power of our souls, and there is time to receive more clarity. There is time to receive in every single fiber of our being who we really are as souls, and to receive and to embody the blueprint of our mission. It's time to become a bigger contribution. It's time to become who we really are. So, yeah, it's time to allow our essence to shine. So, let's connect with our souls, and let's just set the intention to let go, to whatever we need to let go now that is keeping us apart from our soul. And let's be grateful for this program and for these meetings that we had together here, for all these informations that came through me, and for everything we received through this program. And let's bring more into ourselves, into our body. Let's bring more of the energy of who we really are, beyond all the challenges, beyond how hard it has been until now for us, the life on earth, beyond all the traumas, dramas, beyond all the ways in which we felt inadequate, in which we felt that we don't belong here, in which we felt that we want out from this planet. Just let aside all this and find again the true connection. And in the light of this connection, let's find more courage to manifest who we are on a small level, on a bigger level, in the day-to-day actions, activities, interactions, and also in the mission on a bigger level that we need to manifest here more and more. Just allow and receive and continue receiving and continue to listening to this program, because the more you're listening to it, the deeper it will go. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is my gift for you. And you can find this on my website. You can find me on my website, soulunion.com, soul-union.com. If you want to work with me, you can find there all my services I'm offering to advanced souls and to any soul that feels drawn to my energy and to my frequency. And I send you a big hug and big love, and I wish you to have more ease, greater joy, more love, and more connection in everything you do and in everything you are. And don't forget, allow your essence to shine every single moment of your life.